I know I didn't make it to the NBA, but I still got a story to tell. Playing in high school, I was a two-time All-Stater, two-time All-City, two-time All-Area, to go along with 2 city championships. Chicago legend, I am Jimmy Sanders.
8'6" New Jersey. Jimmy Sanders up and off the glass. Might have been some contact, but it's the house the other way. Here's Sanders. Jimmy Sanders.
You run out of things to say. You really do. He's just so amazing.
Knew that he was going to be something special because his size. It was just, nobody his size, probably besides Carl Go-Go Gaston, somebody that was before him, that was already low to the floor. They couldn't press him. The press break was nothing because they couldn't stop him at all.
He was just a really fast, point guard who, when you first meet him, I think he kind of fooled people because of his size,
Jimmy Sanders, the basketball player, the most electrifying player at his size. Quick, can shoot the ball, can handle the ball, and he was a great leader.
And the tradition of Westinghouse great guards. Oh,
look at that.
What a pass.
Oh, my.
Adidas and Nike used to give us things. Jimmy, man, man, he walked around like, you would think this dude was like a local celebrity or something, man. Back in the day, he had the curls and stuff, man. So that was the thing, man. He had the Band-Aid. He always like set his own trends, man. So, from the Band-Aid to the on the hand, you know what I mean, to the hard stop with the crossover, it's so many good things, with Jimmy I can remember, but, I remember he was had the way with the women too.
We started off playing at BBF and in the alleys, in the houses. Games got so serious at times, people kick holes through the wall.
Jimmy Sanders, best point guard I've ever played with in my entire basketball career.
You just knew if you run down the court with Jimmy, you better keep your head up, or you're going to take a ball off the nose.
Nutrier ball out of bounds right in front of us. That was Jimmy Sanders.
Release this beat today.
The story was on from there, baby. It was glory days.
Jimmy always had this drive where he wanted to beat everybody. And he was one of the, I would say, the one player I hated playing against because I knew it was going to be a battle and he was going to try to kill you.
Placing on the track, boy.
Release this beat today.
After being the shortest player in 25 years to be named All-City and All-State my junior year, it was tough losing to KG and Ronnie 3 times and being eliminated by Carver's Nick Irvin in the quarterfinals. But that drove me. That made me want to work harder. And me and Coach Chris Head, we turned up the workouts to another level. And I can remember Chris saying this to me: nobody's gonna stop you. Nobody. You're gonna be the best guard in the country. Nobody is gonna stop you. And from that spring day, it was the run of a lifetime.
Chris Head was a motivator. And I always tell people about this. It was either you was gonna destroy the team or you had a consequence to pay.
We played AAU basketball together. Chris Head was our coach.
Yeah, this is for
And
classics.
Jimmy was the leader of the team.
Our first major tournament, MVP, leading the Hawks to the championship. And now I'm playing with other school superstars. We even beat 7-footers with all guards.
And it was simple. I mean, we were the inventors of small ball. We would get boxed out, sit on their knees, get the ball to Jimmy, and just beat him up and down the court.
Beating Carawall and those guys, it morphed into like, no one's gonna beat us.
It was great, honestly. I mean, it was like David versus Goliath, you know, and especially after we lost to them earlier in our careers. But to defeat that team in our hometown was a great victory for the whole program.
Now we're in Indiana. I remember we had 7 players, and I laid across my teammates in the back seat the whole ride there. We was missing 5 key players, so Chris said I had to score more, and that I did, averaging 30 and winning the 2nd MVP so far.
I mean, this guy was like relentless, like to the point where his face was on the front of the suntan.
Jimmy was gonna get us rolling. If Jimmy's penetrating to the basket, you better be ready, or you better be setting up for a 3. I camped out behind the 3-point line. Jimmy would just penetrate, boom, here.
I think he was averaging like 30 and 15.
We would get the rebound and outlet to Jimmy, and he would go. He would pull up for 3-pointers, you know, on a fast break, pass it, no-look passes, behind-the-back passes.
We flew out to Nebraska for the annual Mr. Basketball tournament. My name is ringing and everybody in the country is wondering who is this little guy who destroying everybody. My stock is rising. Team Illinois Hawks won the tournament and I went home with the MVP, my 3rd so far.
That whole summer, it was Jimmy Sanders. And who would have thought?
We had offense that summer. It was get the ball to Jimmy and go. And that's what we did. He led us. I mean, he led us where we won like 70-something games that summer. He won multiple MVP awards that summer. It was a great summer for all of us who participated.
Now it's time for the biggest tournament of the summer, the AAU Championship.
We beat Tracy McGrady. We beat a team from Boston who had 2 players, 2 twins on that team. One went to UMass, one went to Georgia Tech. And obviously we beat South Carolina Midlands, Jermaine O'Neal, he went pro the following year after high school. And we beat Virginia in the championship. And that was just a magical run. We didn't know we were gonna win 8 games and take home the championship.
This whole summer was the Team Illinois Hawks show. I was just leading the way. I was playing with dogs. Leonard Miles was spectacular. We became the first team in Illinois to win the AAU championship, and I was playing out of my mind, winning the MVP or the biggest tournament, my 4th. Me and Coach Chris flew down to the Adidas camp for the last 2 days. I had a chance to play against Kobe. Just say I felt like I was the best player when I left. And 2 weeks later, I get a call from my boy Billy Taylor. He told me to meet him at Mount Prospect and bring your A game.
Man, we had this guy, man, you know, may he rest in peace, man. His name was Billy Taylor, man. And he was just like in tune with these NBA guys, man. And he used to deal with us too in the same manner. And he like kind of figured out a way to have us together. So he used to take us out in Mount Prospect to this beautiful gym. He used to call it the Rexplex, man. And we went out there one day and he didn't tell us, man. It was like a surprise, man. He had Marbury, Allen Iverson there. It was another guy, man, that was cold. I believe his name was Nick. He was jumping Harold Miner or something. I think this guy was, man. We like, man. Jimmy like, oh man, we finna get in there. I'm like, you ain't scared, bro. He was not, man. You know what I'm saying? These guys, he went right to contender. You know what I mean? And to the point where they was defending him, respecting him like he was like they level. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that was an extraordinary experience. I never forget, man. I remember Stephon, he was so cold with the ball handling. But Jimmy like, man, no, I'm learning. I done learned already with y'all, so I'm finna be a dog right with you. And Billy used to always mess and talk crazy to us, like, man, he's too soft. You ain't gotta have that dog in you. You know, and Jimmy, like, man, when Jimmy was walking the gym like he was 6'5" like me. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, man, he came right at them guys, back and forth, back and forth. I'll never forget that, man. That was the greatest experience ever, because an NBA player versus a regular high school player is a tremendous difference. But me playing out there and watching Jimmy with them guys, man, I'm like, man, he used to make me feel like, man, I looked up to him like, man, this dude here 5'7", man, play like he's 6'10". So I'm 6'5", I can't go out there and miss nothing. But hey, he still kept me motivated too, though, you know, at the same time. So you can't knock J-Rock for that.
Think about the last 4 months I had. I even came home and won another championship and MVP, beating the best men's team in Chicago, solid gold in the championship game. I was cooking people, and really to that point, I never thought about playing in the NBA, but after the summer I had, I thought it could be possible. Nobody could stop me. Nobody could match my speed, and I was ready to show the city what I've become. But we had a problem. Frank Grosseto was named Westinghouse basketball coach. Frank was cool, but we all wanted Chris to get the job. He recruited us. He trained us. So I was going to transfer over to Farragut and play with Ronnie if Chris didn't get the job. But Chris said, Jimmy, you ain't transferring nowhere. Frank Grosseto is the coach, and we gonna win.
Westinghouse has 13 seconds to tie it up. Sanders with 5. Jimmy pulls up, drains it for 3.
Crowd. There she is. Look at mother. Look at mama. Look at his mom.
Now the only chance is if Westinghouse would foul on a 3 and it would go in.
He closed his eyes. He closed his eyes.
I almost started the season off perfect. It wasn't just about me. It was about me and my teammates trying to win the city championship. I was playing with dogs. Me and Dave Stennis was like Stockton and Malone, Adrian Coffey, Edmund Allen, Hanif Collins, dogs, Victor Bryant, Marvell Hennigan, Fred Nichols, dogs. And I felt like I was the best player in the city and the state.
I mean, he dribbled the ball past half court and the ball was going up. So there's nothing really you can do about anything like that, but hope he missed.
I was being recruited by all the major college coaches in America. My name was everywhere. I can remember Coach Grosseto used to have 2 sets of mail for me, one from college coaches and girls from other schools wanted me to go on prom with them. I went on 8 proms. Every game was sold out. And I used to pull up to school in a 1984 box Chevy. It was wild.
Now Jimmy Sanders, 5'6", whole new squad. No, he'd only returned the starter. Only person probably came off the bench was Dave, probably. Dave Stennis was the only other player may have some experience besides Jimmy.
Led by the right person, Jimmy Sanders. Like, he was an all-stater, he was a leader. Jimmy was just kind of amazing. It's kind of hard to sum it up because I saw him do so many like spectacular things throughout his career. It's just, I don't know where you guys want me to start from, but he was really the catapult. He was the head of the entire body. We had an arm, leg, Jimmy was always the head. Vocal leader, got the team together. We knew if the coach wasn't there when it was time to start practice, Jimmy would always orchestrate, coordinate that. So Jimmy was like, he deserved all the praise that he received.
9 months, 21 days, and 14 hours since losing to Kevin Garnett and Ronnie Fields for the third time. That's all I thought about all summer is how Kevin Garnett was talking mad crazy to me. Me and Ronnie, we go way back. Childhood friends who competed against each other since we were 6 years old. Ronnie was the next Michael Jordan, the highlight reel who demanded much attention. That summer, every time I saw Ronnie Fields, I said the same thing to him. Garnett ain't here no more. Garnett ain't here no more. It's just me and you. And this season, Farragut is target number 1. From the first game, I showed Farragut how it's gonna be all season long.
Ronnie had buddies on that team forever. Him and Jimmy been around each other since grade school. They watched each other come on up through the parks and playing with each other and playing against each other.
This is revenge. 34 points on 11 of 14 shooting to go along with 10 assists, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. I put on a show in front of a crowd of about 4,000 people. My teammates knew how important this game was to me, so they kept feeding me. It was my night, and by the third quarter, it was over. We put the clamps on Ronnie. He used to get 3-4 dunks a game. Today, he got none. This was about Jimmy Sanders, and at the end of the game, the whole crowd was chanting my name, Jimmy Sanders. That's 1 down with 3 more to go. We'll see Ronnie and Farragut in the future.
And let's take a look at some of the key players to this game. We'll start by talking about Westinghouse. Westinghouse was in this championship game 1 year ago. They ran into Ronnie Fields and Kevin Garnett of Farragut. They don't have that kind of opposition, but that night Jimmy Sanders had a great game. He's had a great tournament so far. He's one of the smallest players on the floor, but he's definitely one of the biggest contributors to the success of the Westinghouse team.
Yeah, I like those small guys. They go out and do their job, and especially when you play defense like Sanders, and I think that's the key with this guy, handling the ball, making all his teammates a little better when he does and plays his type of game. So he is a key, and Westinghouse seems to always be well coached. Defense played here.
Lacey and Ingram to tip it up. Story off the roll, puts it up and makes that shot a little short. Loose ball pulled down by Ingram, and Victor Bryant, number 33, in the game for Westinghouse, and demonized there by Mike Griffin. Get back the rebound. Finds an open man, Marvell Hennigan, that was blocked. Has the ball. Sanders had his pass picked off. Story, nice bounce pass to Griffith, and then a dunk. I want every once in a while.
Yeah, that was nice.
And now Griffith will take the shot at point lead. It's a 10-0 run for
them right now.
Story underneath. Stennis missed the second free throw, and then the ball taken away. Walter Smith couldn't finish. Allen hit 1 of 2. Proviso West lead is 11. Proviso West commits a turnover, and Jimmy Sanders with his first 2 points of the game.
Helped turn the team around a little bit.
Dish to Stennis, and he gets 2. Allen knocks it down. Ed ran out of options on the baseline. Stennis kept it alive. Now Stennis goes to the rack for 2. Knocked away.
That's what's kept them in the game. Right here. Golden.
Count that. Watch the pass by Sanders right on the money.
It's good. We know you can jump. You know you can do all that, but you're costing me when you do that. You know that's goaltending.
2. Didn't get the roll, but Stennis is there for the rebound.
I'm very much impressed with this Stennis and his work ethic. This little run has given them a little more energy, and his defense is worked up. Nice break here. Beautiful pass.
Collins working his way in again and got the roll. It's the 10th team foul on Proviso West. It is pulled away by Smith. Allen got there to retrieve it. Sanders kicks it out, and he kicked it out. That's Hoyt looking for 2 more, didn't get it. Sanders with the rebound. He's got a lot of options as he comes up the floor. Sanders lost his man, knocks down the J.
You know what? He's had a few shots over there. Get him tuned up and he starts hitting that, it turns into a different ball game.
Hoyt got the roll. That will end the first half. Proviso West had a big lead early. They'll go to the locker room at the half, leading Westinghouse by 6 in the championship game of the Proviso West Holiday Tournament. Second quarter, but Westinghouse is a little way to go. Here's a good start for them. Heath Collins makes the steal and lays it in. Jimmy Sanders with the ball. He's been relatively quiet so far, but it starts to make a little more.
Pulling into possession rather than throw it away.
For the tie, didn't go. And now Griffith runs the other way behind the back pass. How's this?
Nice pass.
Stennis gets another shot at it. He'll put it in this. The House down by 4, make it down by 2.
Now the offense is heating up with that one-on-one penetration.
Griffith. 2 on the other end to Allen. Now on the inside, Collins, who is coming off the bench. Pass a little too hot to handle. Allen going the other way. Sanders. And yet another turnover going the other way. Here's Allen.
Nice pass.
Sanders on Travis Smith. Trying to get a screen and clear out. Went to the hole and got fouled.
Boy, he's taking him to the hole, isn't he? He's making things happen. Boy, he's in there. Nice choice. Get it back out. Get in the hands of your playmaker. See what we can do right here.
Sanders got away from his man, put it up off the glass and in.
And he called that. He called that. I heard it. They're not getting inside as often. And they're throwing the ball away right there.
Steal by Sanders, put ahead to Hennigan. He had it blocked. Great play by Jerry Johnson. Here's Story. Remaining in regulation, and it's all even.
A little showtime. Little action. I like it.
Sanders, beautiful pass in the fourth quarter. Hennigan.
Too easy.
Gets onto the score sheet. Cut into a 4-point lead. Good battle going on between Stennis and Ingram underneath. Stennis over Ingram, got it.
I do believe Hennigan.
Turnover again. Allen. Westinghouse has their first lead of the game. Have a chance to tie. 1 minute left. Griffith got it.
Sanders needs the ball right now. There you go. Make something happen.
Half a minute to go.
I get down about 12 seconds and call a timeout.
All right, time to play basketball now. That's a 2. Stennis. Westinghouse leads.
It's over.
Proviso West will look back on 25 turnovers, Norm.
Well, they're lucky. When you have that many turnovers in a ball game, you're lucky to stick around that long and that much. But at the same time, I thought the offensive things together offensively.
But they just hung in, Norm. They fell behind early. They weren't playing well, but they just kept sticking around.
Well, you know what? They play defense.
Your offense will slip at times, but if you work at your defense, it will never take a day off.
Not at all. When you get fast break points, when you come up with turnovers, like 25 turnovers, and you turn those into points, you're going to win most of your ball games.
It sure is tough, accepting that second place trophy. But a great tournament by Proviso West. And what a great game by Westinghouse, and what a great effort in the final moments by David Stennis. The Warriors are the champions of the Proviso West Holiday Tournament.
After beating Proviso West at their crib in the biggest holiday tournament in the country, this team was riding high, 12-0, and I was playing the best basketball of my life. We was getting ready for the toughest conference in America, the Red West, no time to celebrate. And I was faced with the toughest competition of my life. Manley's point guard, Theophilus Price. Nobody said it'd be easy, nobody.
was his freshman, sophomore year. I don't remember Theophilus almost his junior year. But we played them. Like, who in the hell is this boy? I go look in the book, Harry Brooks. Who is this boy? That's Theophilus Price. And this now I said, okay.
Jimmy Sanders versus Theophilus Price. Those are some very good battles. Theophilus Price, he was pretty good, but he wasn't a Jimmy Sanders. But those are like some of the best battles because he was, Theophilus was like named one of the top point guards in the state.
Jimmy had focus in his mind when we came to Manley that he was going to destroy Theophilus.
It's now I said, okay. He get out. He called. The first person from the time Jimmy at Westinghouse, sophomore, junior, senior year, I really saw somebody that was like, Adam, I ain't letting you touch the ball. I'm at you. If you get this ball, you got to come with 3-4 crossover because I'm still finna be right here in your face. And when you cross me over, guess what? I'm jumping right back over there, trying to block your shot. I'm just going. I mean, the battles between them two.
I got the best in the first game. He got in foul trouble early and I took advantage of it. Even though I played well, we lost the game to a Marcus best 3 at the buzzer. One thing I hate is losing. They gave us our first loss.
Not only did they not think that Jimmy, at first couldn't play because he's just a little guy on the court, but the team wasn't that big, but they just played so hard and they took on his personality. I think he probably wanted to prove to everybody that he could be the best.
I was getting busy, getting my second career triple-double, going tooth and nail for Player of the Year with Ronnie Fields. We even took our talents to Joliet, Stillman, 28-game home win streak on the line, and we snapped it. And after the first quarter, the Joliet crowd was chanting my name, Jimmy Sanders. It was gang green, running and gunning.
We were so charged up, man, so excited because, man, Jimmy came back with that wave.
It's that time again. Farragut versus Westinghouse, Jimmy versus Ronnie, and this time we're at home, sold to full capacity. In the first half, they doubled and triple teamed me, holding me to only 6 points. While Ronnie, he was putting on a dunk fest. But things would change when I hit a 50-footer at the buzzer to end the half, and that turned me loose. See, what y'all don't know is that me and Ronnie wasn't just playing to be the best player in the city and the state. We was playing to be the best player in our neighborhood. I quickly came out and took control, splitting double teams, getting it off the boards, and pushing it. In the second half, me, Edmund, and Marvell was gone running at the same time, and he was shooting over 3 people. I thank Ronnie for that. I didn't care about nothing. I had to beat Farragut and Ronnie Fields. And in the second half, I was the best player in the city. Now it was Jimmy 2 and Ronnie 0.
But those games were very exciting, things that you'll never forget and you can tell your grandkids about Jimmy Sanders versus Ronnie Fields battle.
We even got better. 2 major players returned to the team. High jumping slasher Fred Nichols and the best rebounder in the state, Adrian Coffey. We was finally at full strength.
Sin, feed, style, dot.
Jimmy always managed to be the one, the stability person. Okay, he had some people on his team that were probably like ours, you know, they wanted to win so bad, but he always brought the stability to the team, and kind of they rallied around him to get back, you know, to win those games. But there was some great games.
You talk about a hype game, Jimmy Sanders versus Theophilus Price Part 2, it's game bangers everywhere. Now I'm at home, and I ain't gonna lie, Theophilus Price came to my home and fucked me up this time. I got in foul trouble early, sitting out almost a quarter while he was on the court going to work.
Westinghouse, 3 times. Westinghouse, they beat us. They beat us at Manley.
And they kind of had our number kind of early in the year. They had beat us twice, once at their place and once at our place.
I remember reading in the papers the next day, Coach Michael Clark saying Theophilus Price was better than Jimmy Sanders. I kept that in the back of my mind. We had other problems. We lost to the worst team in the conference. It rocked the city. We wasn't playing Westinghouse basketball. You can call it a letdown, but in the Red West, anybody could be anybody at any time. We're in a slump, and the pressure is on me to get us back going again. I remember telling Chris going over to Farragut, I said, Coach, we're in a slump. I'm going for 50 today. Chris Head looked at me. He didn't say nothing, but he saw it in my eyes. He knew I was going for 50. Somebody made that call. Take Jimmy Sanders out. They must have knew I was going for 50 today. That was a dirty play. So they couldn't stop me. So their only option was to take me out. I'm back. It's the city playoffs. And the next goal is to get to the city championship and play against Ronnie and Farragut for the championship. But I got a call in the middle of the night saying Ronnie Fields got into a car accident and he broke his neck.
I just stay at Jimmy crib all the time, so it was like 4 in the morning. You get a call, Jimmy get a call, like, I'm like, man, what's up, man? He's like, man, Ronnie just in a car accident, man. I'm like, he all right? He's like, no, man, I ain't looking good. And then it turned out, man, Ronnie had broke his neck.
The players knew each other real well, whatever. When Ronnie got hurt, that was another sad moment that people might not know, like, ooh, he hurt, we finna beat their ass. No, Ronnie was hurt. We was like, come on. I mean, our players and coaches, we was like, man, what happened? You know, we was so concerned about what happened because we was concerned.
The city was in shock, everybody was in shock. We was just about to go into the city playoffs. And we was like, man, you know, Jimmy like, man, that's unfortunate, man, but we gotta win. I like winning. We gonna win, you know what I mean? So Jimmy like, man, we started 7 a.m. practices and stuff, and man, this guy was just focused, man, and all of a sudden, man, he just led us all the way downstate.
No Ronnie, I'm the best player in the state right now, and I'm gonna show it. My teammates is ready, and we got one goal, winning the city championship. First round, took care of business. 16 points playing in only 1 quarter.
I can't say this how Jimmy was thinking or how Jimmy was feeling or if Jimmy, that's for Jimmy, but I know Jimmy. And again, it came down to Ronnie ain't playing. Ronnie #1 junior in the state. It's my class. I'm the #1 player in the state right now.
You talk about revenge, yeah, or y'all beat us the last time, but now we playing like dogs again, and today you have no shot. This is a playoff game.
And so Jimmy was, like I said, everybody knew him from, he was well known across the city as far as basketball.
It'll be Koida jumping for New Trier. Westinghouse up with it very quickly. Yeah, baby, yeah. Nice. And the turnover by New Trier quickly the other way. Edmund Allen lays it up, and it's good.
We almost gave one away to Dunbar in the 3rd round. Up by 8 points with 46 seconds. Guy almost pulled the Reggie Miller on us, but we survived.
Field goes this quarter, Hoffman State.
Jimmy Sanders, killer 3, Hoffman State. And restolen by Sanders, he'll cruise in for 2.
Up next, Manley and Theopolis Price Part 3. This game is for my legacy. I couldn't forget how he did me the last time. And I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't sleep the night before, but I was ready. And then the first half, I was awful. It was like I was losing my confidence to him. 0 for 7 from the field, I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't Jimmy Sanders.
They got the best of us in the second quarter, and Jimmy started getting frustrated. Like, man, this guy here, man. You know what I mean? So it's like I talked to him. I was like, man, you the coldest dude ever, man. You don't need to let this guy let you down. I mean, you can kill this dude with no issue. Jimmy came back out in the second half and went crazy on him.
Thanks to Sean Lee, he gave me that, man, you the greatest, ain't nobody better than you talk. And when he said that to me, I came out in the second half, and it was all Jimmy Sanders.
I think we was down like 7 at that time, and we was kind of sluggish. But it was after that, I think Jimmy scored like the next 13 points, and we ended up getting that game and going to the quarterfinal, to Final Four in order to play for the championship that year. So Jimmy was very determined and destined not to let us lose that game.
That quarterfinal game,
Lease this beat today.
Sanders had to make another decision. Either Theophilus Price take his team home, or I take my team home, and Gaddotti them put these uniforms, G them put these uniforms up, and I don't play no more basketball at Westinghouse.
Jimmy came back out in the second half and went crazy on him. Like, it was like, man, it's like a boxer in a ring that you like, man, you knocked him out already. Stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy went crazy on him. You know what I mean? Then we ended up winning that game, and we were so charged up, man, so excited because, man, Jimmy came back with that wave. Like, man, this guy's not going to destroy me. I know who I am.
We had to walk through fire, and we did. Battling Theophilus Price during the season was a great honor. He brought the best out of me. They had better talent, but we had better coaching.
The key was coming out and spreading the floor and taking our time and move the ball, set screens. Just be patient because they gonna make you work for everything. Slow the ball down, look for the open man, rotate, and just keep it under control. That was our success in winning the game.
The last player on my revenge list, Carver's Nick Irvin.
We're looking forward to playing them for a long time. So it's gonna be a real good game. We'll come out, give it our best, and hope to come home with a win.
Last year, Carver eliminated us in the quarterfinals. I had the flu. I didn't play that much, but no excuses. Nick Irvin tore our ass up. I was praying we see them in the playoffs. And this time, they didn't have a shot. Farragut still made it to the championship game without Ronnie Fields.
I got a chance to get out the hospital, to get a game, so I got to make this game at least to show some support and love that I'm in the building. A lot of times you couldn't get in because it was always sold out. They weren't letting nobody in because they were over capacity. So this game, I probably got in and we did this thing.
I'm going out here, got my guys together. We finna play like Ronnie playing. We never took it as Ronnie ain't playing so we can go lighter. When Ronnie wasn't on the floor, Jimmy like, it's time to pick it up even more now. Cause these guys probably finna play for him. So I'm gonna make sure my soldiers, my teammates, we finna fall in line to play like Ronnie on that floor.
They trying to say our city championship is tainted cause Ronnie didn't play. With or without Ronnie, we was beating Farragut that day. We had an answer for Ronnie, but Farragut didn't have an answer for me. We would have swept them if they didn't try to take me out the last game. But this championship was truly a team championship. I call us the greatest defensive team of all time, forcing 26 turnovers against top 25 teams.
Happy Ronnie wasn't playing. We preferred Ronnie playing so the game could be even more where it was. So us winning the game would be like we won with Ronnie and not nobody guessing saying if Ronnie had a play, what would have happened? Because at that point, I ain't guaranteed saying we was, but we had already beat him twice with him being healthy. But it would have been even sweeter if he had a play. I do recall after the game, after we shook hands or whatever, Ronnie was there. Jimmy led his team to go shake Ronnie's hand. That's something should have been added into the newspaper. And that just showed the respect that we had for each other and players in the Red West.
In 4 games against Farragut, I averaged 25 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 steals, shot 72% from the field, 63% from the three-point line, 92% from the free throw line on less than 1 turnover. I gave them boys that work all season long. We would go on to place 3rd in the state finals, having an outstanding season. To put the cherry on top, I was named All-City and All-State in back-to-back years at 5'6".
The Warriors, a 5'6" senior, number 14, Jimmy Sanders.
Foul.
New Trier has to have a 3. Handful attempted. No good.
Better foul him right away. That was a great play. Great play by New Trier. They set the double screen.
Unless Jimmy Sanders misses both and they throw in a 3 at the buzzer. Sanders just 2 of 4 at the line tonight.
That was good. That would make his mother proud. There she is. Look at mother. Look at mama. Look at his mom.
Now the only chance is if Westinghouse would foul on a 3 and it would go in.
He closed his eyes. He closed his eyes. He closed his eyes. Look at his mother saying, "That showboat son of mine."
They always said I was too small, but for me, size didn't matter. All those days playing in the alleys, playing on the monkey bars, and just being around my cousins and uncles and learning the game, this wasn't given to me. It was hard work. My moms, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, my teammates, my coaches, all drove me to be the best. I can remember the day Kevin Cockwell put that basketball in my hand. I can remember my mom's buying me that first Jordan Jammer. I can remember Kermit Thompson let me play on his team when everybody else told me no. I can remember nobody wanted me in grammar school but Chris Head. I can remember seeing in the Sun-Times, seeing the top 5 8th graders in the city, and I wasn't even in the top 100. I can remember playing at Hills my freshman year, playing freshman, sophomore, and varsity on the same day. Also going down state and coming in 2nd. I can remember transferring to Westinghouse, being promoted to varsity my sophomore year, coming off the bench, hitting the game win at Farragut. A week later, hitting another game win at Lincoln Park to win the Red West. I can remember the same year beating King, the #1 team in the country, in the city championship game. Coming off the bench, scoring 9 points in the last 7 minutes, hitting the biggest free throws of my life. I can remember my junior year, coming to the stage, battling Kevin Garnett 3 times and putting up crazy numbers against them. Being selected to the first team All-City, the shortest player in 25 years. I know I didn't make it to the NBA, but I remember I had a chance.
Senior, number 40, Adrian Coffey. For the Warriors, a 6'2" junior, number 30, Marvell Hennigan. At center for Westinghouse, a 6'5" senior, number 34, David Stennis. At one of the guards for Westinghouse, a 5'10" senior, number 5, Edmund Allen. The Warriors, a 5'6" senior, number 14, Jimmy Sanders.